Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on the morning show here on the morning. I don't even know what day it is. Oh, it's Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve, everybody. It's the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on the Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Before we talk about anything or get to the show, I want to talk about Terry a little bit. Terry will be out for the next few days, maybe into next week. I'm really not sure how long. Terry's mother-in-law did pass away. So if all of you, whoever does have a Twitter, could drop him a nice message, I'm sure he would appreciate that a ton. And definitely keep his family in your prayers. So Terry, we love you so much here on the morning show. You're the man. And we'll see you soon, hopefully. So that's not great news, but we'll continue on. I love Terry. I wanted to hug him yesterday, too, after I texted him.
What'd you say?
His response, I don't want to share it. I'm just praying for you and your family. If you need anything, man, I'm here for you. But his response, broke me completely. And I'm not, much of an emotional guy, clearly. So that was tough yesterday. But here we are.
We love Terry.
Yeah, we love Terry. Well, you know who we don't love? And I swear to you, all night I prepped. Prepped. And I tried to figure out how the hell are we going to start the show. Because, we're starting with Terry. I really wanted to address the Terry situation and show him some love, too. And how do I follow that up? I have to do it with something positive. I couldn't. You don't lose 13-0, and I wake up the next morning and I get to talk to you, or all of you, about anything positive. There's nothing positive. When people walk up to you, Maddie, it's describing the Detroit Tigers is as simple as this. When people walk up to you and they say, hey, how are you?
And, how are you?
Most people, even if you're not okay, you sit there and say, I'm fine. I'm good. Everything's okay. And then there's that one psycho bitch that when you ask her, how are you doing? Everything is not fine. Do I look okay? That is the Detroit Tigers right now. It's absolutely killing me. They are driving me nuts. Holy hell. Look, I have something very special planned today. I'm hoping we can do it. We'll see.
What is this plan that you have not told me about yet?
You will find out. It involves a megaphone.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
It involves a Tigers outfit. And it involves a lot of signs.
Like the one you wore for opening day?
I'm just confirming with lawyers that I'm not going to get arrested.
Do I need to put my tiger suit back on?
If you want to be there, absolutely.
Where are we going?
We're gonna go. We're gonna go start the Avila needs to get fired.
Is this today?
Protest, yeah.
Can I come?
When are we doing this?
After the show.
Can
ideally.
I come?
I just gotta get a megaphone. Joey doesn't know where it is. Well, it doesn't matter. It's after the show, so let's stick to the show. Point is, Avila, you suck. And Noah has nothing to do with the Tigers losing 13-0 yesterday. Noah has nothing to do with all the injuries that have happened to this team, which is normal. Most teams deal with injuries. Al, you're under scrutiny, not because the team is not playing at the level some, including myself, thought they would. Not because your players are hurt. Not because some of the prospects that you have drafted, like a Tarek Skubal in the 9th round, even though he's probably one of few. When I say few, probably two that actually worked out. You are under scrutiny and people are asking you to get the hell out of town because you're just not good at your job. You know what happens to people when they're not good at their job? People start to realize, oh, he's not good. Oh, he's inefficient. Oh, he makes poor decisions. You know what happens to people that aren't good at their job? See, everywhere in the United States of America, you get fired. Except if you work for Chris Ilitch and the Detroit Tigers. Oh, yeah. If you work for Chris Ilitch and the Detroit Tigers, we accept piss. We accept mediocrity. We accept losing. We accept a bozo GM. that has done nothing in 8 years as the Detroit Tigers GM. Do I have to list off his free agent signings? Do I have to actually list off his trades, his draft picks? What does he hit? And for the older audience, people I would say in their mid-40s, 50 and up, you go back to the 70s. The Tigers had about a 6 to 7 year stretch in a row where they walked away in the draft with an absolute hit. What do the Tigers have to show for it? Oh, in the 9th round Tark School. Casey Mize, Tommy John surgery right now. Riley Green, I mean, he hasn't played yet, so I'm not sure why there's so much expectation on him that he's going to be the savior for the Tigers. You're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Spencer Torkelson is a rookie. Oh, all those high school pitchers he drafted, I think they're still in high school. Haven't seen them. They're not in the big leagues. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, you can accept. I can accept when my GM, and I'll use the Atlanta Falcons GM back in the day as an example. I can accept when my GM is bold, when he's trying to make the team better, and everybody laughs at him when he trades up for Julio Jones. Too much. Gave up too much for a wide receiver. They get to the Super Bowl shortly after with Matt Ryan, Kyle Shanahan as the OC. We all remember. They lost the Super Bowl. Okay, fine. They got to a Super Bowl. They won the NFC. They won their division. They had an MVP quarterback that year. He got fired a few years after. Why? The results aren't there. You can make good decisions and still lose your job. You can be the Minnesota Vikings GM, I forget his name, excuse me, the former Minnesota Vikings GM, and draft Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. You can make all these good decisions. Oh, you didn't draft the quarterback right. Oh, you didn't select the proper head coach. That's also part of your job. So you can do a lot of things well at your job, but if you're not proficient in every aspect, you will be let go. Except if you work for Chris Ilitch. See, you can suck at signing free agents. You can suck at making trades. You can suck at just about every damn thing that there is to suck at in baseball. And you'll be okay. Because Chris is here to save the day. And I don't want this to be a beatdown of Chris. Chris has all the power. Chris could make everything okay today by relieving Avila of his duties. Will he? Probably not. Doesn't look like he cares enough. Oh, well, Adam, did you see the Little Caesars Arena? All the buildings, they want to do the District Detroit. It's not even built yet. What's going on? They signed a deal with the NFL. Look, I'll save that for another day. All I'm going to say is you have more control than you think. And at the end of the day, a guy like Avila doesn't need to be in charge as long as he has been if you voice your not only concerns, your frustrations. And this is no disrespect to the current Lions front office or Sheila, but sorry, this is the reality of your franchise. Can't run from history. The Tigers right now are borderline walking on Detroit Lions territory when we talk about ownership and the front office. Avila, to me, is just as bad as Matt Millen. It may not be for you. It is for me. Adam, it's not even... Oh, it is close. It is close. Each sport has its own respective way of going about building a team. Matt Millen had no idea. He was a disaster. Everything he did went to hell. Doesn't that sound just like Avila? Adam, they let a very respected, well-touted coach in Steve Mariucci. It didn't work out. AJ Hinch, he's not staying here. So get ready to lose 130 games next year, 120 games, 115 games. Get ready. I don't care what the team looks like. You're not going to find a better manager on the open market right now. So good job. Good job. I love your smile this morning.
Why is my smile any different than every other morning?
I don't know. I felt like I had to say that because Terry always says it. So.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. He always. Well, he compliments you closing your eyes when you start the show and talking. So that's a little different.
Oh, you showed up all squinty today.
Oh man, but look. At the same time, I am. I'm not even frustrated at this point. I'm just laughing. I'm laughing that this guy actually is still in charge. This is as bad as, you want to bring it back to the normal world? This is like a CEO taking over, I don't know, Coca-Cola. Maddie, you take over as CEO of Coca-Cola, and in the previous 3 quarters, they had grown by 20% in revenue, those 3 quarters, month over month over month. Or, excuse me, quarter over quarter. You take over, and in quarter 1, you only grow by 15%. All right, I'm not concerned. We'll figure it out. What happened? Quarter 2, Maddie, you only grow 7%. By quarter 3, you're losing money.
Why do I have to be that?
Why should you keep your job? I'm sorry. I probably should have used someone else.
So rude.
I look at you. That's why I thought of you right away. But why? Why should you keep your job under those circumstances? You shouldn't.
Nope.
And nobody in the chat would disagree that you should lose your job.
Correct.
And even the board group that put you in power would say, it's not working. What are we doing? But Chris Ilitch sits there and says, yeah, you know what? 6 straight losing seasons. Pathetic baseball product. We have been held to less than 2 runs, I believe, in a majority, 58 to 62% of the games, if I remember correctly. We can't hit a baseball. No, it's not our coaching's fault. If anybody in this town thinks it's AJ Hinch and the coaching staff, you are probably one of the people that were charging down at Ford Field saying how great of a GM Martin Mayhew and Matt Millen were. That's probably who you were. You were probably the guy that said after year 1, oh, Matt Patricia, just give him a chance. It was only 1 year. Should have been fired after that Jets game. So I get frustrated because when the average fan can just call into this show and say, this is not working. What are we doing? But an executive owner of a baseball franchise, nothing. Quiet. We are 100% out of the rebuild, by the way. His quote, not mine. We are 100% out of the rebuild. Bro, we look like we're at ground zero right now in the rebuild. We look like we need another 3, 4, 5 years. And if you want to extend Avila, I would give him a 20-year contract if I were you. Just give him the 20 years because you will not have 1 winning season under Avila moving forward.
But Adam, it's injuries.
Injuries, my ass. Everybody deals with injuries, buddy.
No, they're more focused on their pizza.
Well, you know how I deal with injuries? I actually hurt myself in softball yesterday.
Of course
so,
you did. That doesn't
yeah, I woke
shock
up a little early today. I went to the gym.
Oh, how do you not?
Did a lot of hip exercises. My hip was like killing me. I know, right?
Good for you.
Yeah, not thrusting, I promise. I was at Planet Fitness this morning, getting a workout in. Felt good. I like waking up early, anyways. It's really good. I encourage all of you to do it. But what I would say is, this is a message to all of you parents and your kids that are in high school. The High School Summer Pass brought to you by Planet Fitness. They are inviting 14 to 19-year-old high school teenagers. Free access all summer long. It ends August 31st to work out in a Planet Fitness gym near you for free. So take advantage of it for you, your kids, someone you know, whoever it may be. Planet Fitness allowing 14 to 19-year-olds to work out for free this summer. That's amazing. Check them out at planetfitness.com.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard.
Corner, jumper,
Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes time to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta has partnered with the biggest names in construction. If you've got a big project coming up, Alta Rents has you covered. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
You know, I've been sitting on this TJ Hockenson, what the contract is going to look like, if they want to extend him towards the end of the season, after the season, going into his 5th year next year. And I'm going to tell you guys why. TJ Hockenson likely will get paid roughly $60 to $65 million, depending on depending on how long his contract is. Right, so we're going to look at the highest paid tight ends around the NFL just from an average per year salary figure. If TJ Hockenson signs a 5-year deal at the average of the top 5 tight ends in the NFL, Hockenson will be making roughly $70 to $75 million. And my question to every Detroit Lions fan is, do you believe, one, he's worth it? And I know a lot of you will tell me, oh, Adam, let's see how he plays this year. That's fair. But let's say I told you he was 70 catches, 1,100 yards, played 15 games, missed 2, 7 touchdowns. I'd say it's pretty solid. That's what I'd want out of my 8th overall pick tight end during his prime. That'd be nice. I'd like that. Especially with a team that, let's just call it what it is, the lines are going to be very balanced. You're not going to have a Devontae Adams, a DeAndre Hopkins, a Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce last season where there's this dynamic duo and they're the main focus. Everyone's going to get involved in this Lions team, in my opinion. So Hunter Henry makes about $13 million a year. Jonnu Smith, $13 million a year. David Njoku, $14. Mark Andrews, $14. Dallas Goedert, $14. Travis Kelce, George Kittle. Out of all 6 that I named, I believe only 3 are better than TJ Hockenson. Kittle, Kelce, and Andrews. I believe Hockenson is better than Njoku, Henry, and Jonnu Smith, and I believe he's better than Dallas Goedert. So you're going to have to pay, if you sign him to a 5-year deal, you will pay him $70 to $75 million, and you will have to shut the hell up and accept it. Well, Adam, what if we offer him a 4-year contract? We'll do the math. That's probably $55 to $60 million. The point is, I believe we need to start getting comfortable with the idea that you are likely going to have to overpay TJ Hockenson to stay. And if, look, he's not healthy, there's no long-term contract. And if there is, it'll be maybe a 2-3-year contract. It won't be 4, 5, 6 years. That's for sure. And my question to everybody in the chat this morning, and everybody listening on the road, are you okay with that? Are you okay with the Lions overpaying TJ Hockenson? They took him 8th overall under Bob Quinn. He is, let's just call it what it is. He is a dynamic tight end, a lot of talent. We fall in love with talent a lot. When on the field, he can be quite a menace. Unfortunately, his best game was his first game in the NFL. And he hasn't been anywhere close to that in his career. I don't think, and as the GM, if you told me that he was 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns at the end of the year, and he played 15 games, I would have to make a very, very difficult decision. Am I going to put $15 million on the cap annually for TJ Hockenson, who could very well miss the next season given his injury history? Or do I trust myself enough and my scouting department to find a player in the draft or free agency that can give me similar production? I want all of you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to say. And please understand, I am not saying that having a Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, George Kittle isn't very nice and it's a luxury. Believe me, it is. That's what we'd like TJ Hockenson to develop into. Having said that, there are 8 divisions in the NFL. Of the 8 division winners, you go to the AFC North, CJ Uzomah. That was the tight end on a winning division team. You go to the AFC East, Dawson Knox. You go to the AFC West, Travis Kelce. All right, whoa. That's a beast right there. We can accept that. Cool, no problem. You go to the AFC South. Who the hell? What? Really? Okay. You have Tennessee, who have... Okay. So 3 out of the 4 division winners in the AFC, only one team last year with the best tight end or a top-tier tight end won their division. Let's go to the NFC. The Packers? How about the Cowboys? Dawson Schultz? Okay. Or, yeah, I think I said it right. It's not Dawson Schultz. It's, I don't know. It's Schultz. That's all I know. It's either Dan or David Schultz. No, it's not David. I don't know. Whatever. Who gives a rip? The point is, the Dallas Cowboys tight ends, I don't even know them. My bad. Sorry, guys. You go to the NFC West. The Rams. Who was the Rams tight end all year? It was in and out. Depends. Who was healthy? They were fine. You go to the NFC South. Gronkowski. Cool. 2 of the 8 division-winning teams last season featured a dominant tight end. Dalton Schultz. Thank you, guys. Thank you, by the way. So you can win in this league like you can win in a multitude of ways. That's the beauty of the NFL. You can win with a star quarterback. You can win without one. You can win with a very good head coach. There are circumstances where you can win with an average coach. It's happened. Having said that, are you going to pay TJ Hockenson? Right now, I'd say hell no. But you can't let that kind of talent just go away. So what's the deal look like? Do you give up a lot of money up front where it's really only a 2-3 year deal out of the 5 and the last 2 are avoidable? The last 2 don't take a significant hit on your cap? Who knows? What I do know is yourself, Maddie, everybody in Detroit is going to have to start understanding to keep TJ Hockenson, whether he performs this year or not, he will command at least $12 million a year on the market. At least. And there will be a team that will pay him it. And as they should, given his talents. Do I think he's going to miss the entire season again? Or not in the entire, but a majority? No, I don't. And I don't want him to. You want him to perform. I would love nothing more to have than to have a top 5 tight end. That would be fantastic. And you can get paid top 5 money if you play that way. But he hasn't yet. And the last time he did was his debut in the NFL against the Arizona Cardinals. That's something. That's something. Stafford loved Higbee this year. Higbee is not a top 6, top 8 tight end. So that's beyond the point, but thank you. So yeah, start getting comfortable with the idea that you're going to have to pay TJ Hockenson as low as $55 million, as high as $70, $75 million. Not because he's worth it. Market. Market dictates the price of everything. Is Dak Prescott a $40 million quarterback? Don't you think Dallas are deeply regretting that decision? They have no choice. Just like the Cardinals have no choice but to pay Kyler Murray. Just like the Ravens have no choice but to pay Lamar Jackson. Why? Sometimes you just don't have a choice. You have to keep that guy, especially at the quarterback position. You could let a tight end go in the open market. Hunter Henry left the Chargers. They're doing just fine. If Lamar Jackson leaves the Ravens, they're drafting top 5 next year. And I love John Harbaugh. But Lamar Jackson's not leaving, so that's irrelevant. But the point is, you see teams, you can pull a team as an agent when it's like, look, this is the guy, this is the quarterback. You have to pay him. And you have to. I said it the other day, if Lamar Jackson was the Lions quarterback and he delivered everything he had delivered for the Ravens, for the Lions, even if I'm not a fan of his regression last year as a passer, even though I don't think they've surrounded him enough with weapons, at least at the wide receiver position, it still doesn't change the fact that I have to shut the hell up and pay the guy, because it is more difficult for me to go find a franchise quarterback than when I have one. Point being, you trade Matthew Stafford, you get all that draft capital. Every conversation in this town is about who is the next quarterback in this town. Believe me, you don't want to be the team that doesn't have a quarterback but has a talented roster. And it'll be the same, I believe, with TJ Hockenson. Are you going to be willing to overpay him? It is easier for me to say no to a tight end than no to a quarterback. So I think you're going to walk away from TJ Hockenson after this season. And I think at the end of the day, whatever decision the Lions make, hopefully he does perform. That way the decision is probably easier. But again, are you going to want to pay Hockenson top tier money when he's never played at a top tier level? Well, then you're paying him for what he could be, and he may not even be that. So could you put that money elsewhere? Could you put that money elsewhere in free agency? There is a lot that can be discussed in the future, but I did just want to bring it up this morning. I thought it's important to understand, start getting comfortable with the idea that if you sign him on a 3-year deal, it's probably going to be worth $55 million maybe. If you get him on a 4 or 5-year deal, it could go up to 60, 70, 75 million. So get comfortable with that. We are going to go to break. When we get back, we have a very special segment for all of you. This involves all of you. I have a question for all of you this morning that I'd love for all of you to call in. So, Matt, if you could drop in the phone number in the chat. I will ask all of you what you think of your sports teams. And Detroit, yes, I'm talking about you. It could be the Red Wings, the Pistons, the Tigers, and the Detroit Lions. I want to know what you think of your teams and their current situations. But before we do, I need to tell you about the mulligan that is brought to you by Gypsy Vodka. It is the summer of the mulligan. It is the official drink of the summer, and it's brought to you by Mulligan. 8% alcohol, iced tea, lemonade, and Gypsy Vodka. Check it out at any local golf course near you or a Total Wine near you. And as always, please drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Well, it's a little rainy out there today, so you're not getting any sunshine, which means you're not getting a tan unless you go to Chili Peppers Tanning. That's where you find the cleanest salons in the D. They've got spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Don't forget, of course, to join the Pepper Club for all the best deals on unlimited tanning. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans.
Chili Peppers Tan!
Can we get the camera on Fish real quick, Alex? Guys, I have a problem. Fish, turn on your goddamn camera, you jackass.
Is it not on? Well, what's
How are, you know, Fish, your job before the show was to make sure all the equipment is set up. How the hell do you forget to turn on your camera?
Maybe he doesn't want his camera on.
Well, he needs it on.
Well,
it's part of the show.
It was on already last night, so I just didn't restart it.
Alex, when you can,
It's not. It
put
should
this
be on back
jackass
now.
on the screen. Can you turn around for me, buddy?
Sure.
Fish has been wearing this backpack since
he got
7
here.
in the morning, and he hasn't taken it off.
So I just got it yesterday.
All right?
So you're showing it off.
No, I'm not. I'm just wearing it. Actually, I got inspired from Alex Westfall to get a backpack.
Oh, Westy, you're so inspirational.
So yeah, he inspired me to get a backpack, and I don't know. We'll see how long I wear it for. I could wear it for the whole day. I could take it off soon. I don't know.
What do you keep in there?
You want to see what I have in there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Show
that
the people.
It's not that exciting. You want to go from bottom to top or top to bottom?
Adam, you can answer that question.
I dig myself up. We're just going to start at the top. You guys are dirty-minded. We got a computer. How do you not? We've got the charger in this there. We go to the second slot.
This is great content.
Well, you guys wanted this. I didn't say to do this. You guys wanted this. Here, I'll point this down.
I'm just letting it happen. I have no issue with this right now.
There we go.
All right, so there's no bomb in there. Good. I'm glad.
Well, we haven't got. I still have this. Jeff Iafrate had.
Jeff Iafrate.
Only
keep it
Fish
in
would
there?
have that in his goddamn backpack.
I can't believe you kept it.
I had to. I had to keep it.
That's so cute.
I gotta put it back somewhere. I have.
Fish, I hope you know I love you.
Love you too. I have cookies.
I know.
More cookies. And I should have my. Did I not put my protein bar? I think it's in here somewhere. Oh, right here. There we go. Breakfast of Champions.
All right, you know, Fish, every morning from now on, you're going to share with everybody what you're eating for breakfast moving forward, okay?
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
It's a new segment.
This is a new
Breakfast.
segment on the morning show now.
Who
Yeah.
eats breakfast?
Breakfast with Fish. That's who. That's going to happen moving forward. All right, look, 8:33 right now. For the next 12 minutes, I will be taking all of your calls. So, Fish, let me know when we have individuals that come through. I want to know what you think of your current sports teams. What do you think of the Tigers under Avila right now? What do you think of Brad Holmes and the job he's done with the Lions? Just want to know what you think. Do you think Steve Yzerman is progressing enough as the Red Wings GM? Do you believe Troy Weaver is doing what you'd like to see out of a GM for the Pistons? Are you confident in the number 5 overall pick? All these I want to know from you. So, Maddie, my question to you.
Yes.
A simple question. Of all the 4 current situations in Detroit, which one are you the most confident in right now? Or feeling, all right, this is really going in the right direction?
I think I'm feeling the best about the Red Wings, honestly. I'm really excited about the young guys that we have on this team, and majority of the team is young, and I trust Dylan Larkin as our captain. I think he does a great job. And on top of all of that, I love Yzerman. I think he's really doing a great job building this team. I think obviously they have a couple years, but they're so young. They're such a young team. So we've got a couple great leaders on this team, and I think that they've got a bright future ahead of them in the next couple of years.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What I will say to that is Steve Yzerman, I think he's on to something really special. You know, we're not talking about championships with the Lions yet. We're not talking about that with the Tigers. We're not even talking about it with the Pistons, even though they do have a kid, a young man, who has superstar potential in Cade Cunningham. I can see the Wings lifting the cup for 4 years from now. And I think they would be legitimate contenders 3 years from now, where they're a team that's going to go 5, 6, 7 games in a conference final. I really think so. I think the timeline makes sense. They're going to stick with Nedeljkovic. He's young enough. He's experienced slightly enough. They're bringing a veteran goalie. And they're just going to have to add scorers. And they have some in the system. They have some currently who are young and who will get better. Lucas Raymond. You have Jakub Vrana. Yes, Dylan Larkin's your captain, but you can address a few skaters on defense as well if needed. There's going to be a lot of moves this free agency that are going to have us all revisit this conversation.
Yeah.
Where maybe 3 months from now, everybody, the talk of town is what Steve Yzerman has been doing in the offseason. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the video yesterday when we did the video around the office asking who was going to win the cup.
Yeah,
But
thanks for including me. Really appreciate it.
You weren't here. I didn't do it early enough. Sorry, Fish. But Braylon said Red Wings in 5 years. That was his answer.
All right. I mean,
Good response.
who's the one that said he doesn't even watch hockey? Is that Ryan?
Ryan Lentz.
Ryan
we only
Lentz.
forgive him because
Well, he's a
cute.
baseball guy, so I don't blame him.
And then
right?
Justin said Chargers. Go Chargers.
Justin will
Justin
say go
Herbert on the
Chargers over
Chargers.
anything. Our most talented designer and videographer here is a Chargers fan. Like, what are we doing?
It's because
Don't we
of
have, like,
Justin
a
Herbert.
screen?
Yeah,
What do you
Justin
mean?
Herbert.
Don't we have like screening to avoid this stuff?
I mean, apparently not.
No, we're a
I don't
diverse
know.
company. We allow all fans in.
Weren't you the one screening them anyway?
They
I
let
was.
you in here.
I was.
They
I
did allow
was.
me in with a backpack, too. That's sketchy enough.
Oh man, one day I will tell the story of Fish's interview to get a job here.
I mean,
Technically an internship at the time.
it was shorter than the drive here. Can I say that?
It wasn't that short. It was about 5-7 minutes.
Yeah, short.
That's very short.
Yeah.
Not for an internship. What am I going to grill an intern who has no life experience on? Oh well, what's your professional background? Tell me where you went to school. Tell me about your
Specs
life.
Howard. Go Specs Howard.
Fish is a nutcase. Me?
Yeah.
Adam's like, all right, now tell me your darkest secret, and if it's not good enough, you're out.
I think I'm a damn good interviewer, actually. That's tough questions.
You do okay.
I do okay. Shut the hell up, Maddie. Surgery went well. It's gone. Have a good show. Virgilio is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raj from
we love
Woodward
you,
Tigers.
Virgilio.
He had appendicitis, so they took out his appendix this morning, or late last night, I guess. And he just texted me. So
Oh, middle of the day for
I'm
me.
really happy about that. I've been so worried about it. It's a simple procedure, but I mean, anytime you go under, it's not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost killed me when I did mine because they gave me too much anesthesia.
Ouch. Yikes.
Yeah. So that was
Shout
the
out
thing.
to those doctors.
Shout out to those doctors. Yeah. God.
Do you think they knew that you were on Woodward Sports? Maybe they had
No,
an
I
anger
was-
He
against
was
you?
8 years
I was
old.
like 9, 10 years old, buddy.
They could have.
I don't think they looked at me and like, oh, this is the jackass that's gonna rip on my team for the next 20 years. How about I just kill him now and get it over with? I don't think that's how it went.
People have reading mind powers. You don't know that.
All right. I do want to answer a few questions in the chat. The first one, where is it? I wish you would have recorded the interview. Dying to see Fish under pressure. Fish walked in like a champ. So, by the way, just so everybody knows, Fish is a.
Idiot.
You said it, not me. No, Fish is like super quiet. This is not the Fish that you see now is not the Fish that walked in the door.
No.
Fish, when he came here, was very buttoned up, literally all the way up, collar up, all the way buttoned.
Collar up right now.
Yep. So he was
gotta be all the way
sitting
up to the
straight
top.
up, and I said, "All right, Sam, Samuel or Sam?" And he said, "Samuel is fine, but you can call me Sam." And I said, "Okay."
that what I said?
Where did you?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Where did you go to school? And he stood straight up and said, "I'm with the Specs Howard." All right. And what did you learn at Specs Howard? What did they have you doing over there? Did you work with any broadcasting equipment? Did you work with any cameras, audio equipment? He said, "I have limited experience in all of that, but I'm willing to learn." And I looked at Stick and I said, "All right, Fish, you got it, but you can join the company. F it." You know, we were like 3 people at the time at the network anyways. I mean, he was our first intern, by the way. Fun fact about Fish. And now
Fun
he
facts
walks
about
around the
Fish.
entire office swearing at people.
Yes, he does.
So that's a hell of a, what's the word I'm looking for? That's a hell of a dynamic or a shift in personality. You probably have a personality disorder and you don't even know it.
I probably do.
Yeah.
I would actually say maybe. I don't know.
Oh my God, it's
Possibly.
pouring.
Is it pouring?
My poor golf
Jesus
clubs.
Christ. By the way, whoever asked the question about the tinted windows, they are there for two reasons. One, so creeps don't walk by and just stare at you when you're trying to do a show. And
I don't think that's why. It was for the sun.
Shut the hell up. Number two, and more importantly, the sun is a complete bitch.
Yeah.
All day. And when you have to deal with the sun, you have to account for lighting. We have lighting in the
Why
studio.
don't you go get your clubs?
Fish.
Because I'm going to go run out in the middle of the storm.
You want me to do it?
No.
Fish, mute your mic. Mute Maddie's mic.
I'm trying to help people.
No
want me
one
to
wants to
leave?
listen
Why
to
are you guys
either.
talking about golf clubs? Shut the
Because
hell
she
up.
has them in her
Raining.
car. The golf clubs are getting wet. It's
Go
going to
get
destroy
your
your
damn
bag.
clubs.
That's what I told
No,
her.
because then I have to go in the rain.
I said I'd go in the rain.
Fish, don't you have an umbrella?
I don't need an umbrella. I just walk outside.
Fish, go get her clubs.
Oh my God.
Bring them back.
Is your car down here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back.
All right. Jesus freaking Christ. You better hurry up because we got to go to break in 4 minutes, buddy.
Okay.
So I'll delay as long as I need to for you.
All right.
Oh, wait. Here's my car keys.
We got rumors in the chat. I heard the Jeff and Gentry show is dropping. Just so everybody knows, Michael Gentry is an individual that works in our video team and our production
That's
team.
my husband.
That is Maddie's husband. I don't think your mic's on, by the way.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he muted you. So
No, he didn't.
tough shit. Having said
You're
that,
lying.
Jeff is coming out with another podcast. So Jeff is a multiverse guy now. He's doing From Half Court with Sean. He's making guest appearances on the shows. He's filling in for shows, and now he's starting another podcast. Take notes, people. That's how you become great. You don't stop. You don't settle. You keep going. So shout out to Jeff. I think Fish ran the wrong way, by the way.
So too.
Okay, you know what? Go lock the front door. He's not allowed back in. Just leave him out in the rain. He actually went the complete wrong way.
Where did he go?
He went towards the parking structure. You parked here, didn't you? Yeah, he went there. God, Fish.
He asked me where I parked.
am-
I said over there.
I'm at a loss for words. I really am. Holy hell. This kid. Maddie, I need you to get up and mute my mic because I'm about to take a quick break. When we get back, we will discuss what to expect tonight in Game 6 of the NBA Finals. But before we do, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about the Sports Marketing Agency?
Yes, I can. Our friends at the Sports Marketing Agency help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the F Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you are struggling or know someone who is, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Well, it may be raining outside, but it's not raining at the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. So head on over to the original home of the football bowling pin game called Fulling. They've got two ways to play, $12 open unlimited play, or you can reserve a private lane for just $120. Don't forget, of course, they have a $2 mystery beer machine as well as multiple full bars. Check it out at thefullingwarehouse.com.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Look at Fish. Fish, could you look wet.
I mean, it's just raining a little bit there.
All right, I have a question for you. Did you go the wrong way, buddy?
No, I went down.
Are you sure? You didn't do the long way? So I saw you go right, not left.
I went this way. You obviously didn't see what I was wearing.
That's not what we saw, buddy.
Both of us swore that you jetted that way.
You jetted right, but we're just going to call. All right, fine.
Well, you
Can you show
obviously lost
everybody
your
Maddie's
mind.
golf clubs?
Sure.
There you go. Safe, secure.
I got a new club yesterday.
And what'd you get?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Well, there's also a hockey stick in there. There's a hockey stick in there.
Don't worry about it. This guy.
Why didn't you put a proper head? Oh, boy.
Can you not make a mess in the studio?
That's what I do.
What is that, a 3-wood?
Yes, it is.
Hey.
And it's very wet. But
That's what she said.
It
All
just-
right.
this guy.
It did just
this
rain
guy that was
outside.
working at the course gave it to me. He said, "Hey, I just got 2 new clubs, and I'm not going to use them. Do you want them?" I said, "Yep."
All right, good for you.
Yeah. Good for me is right.
See, that doesn't happen to me because I'm not a chick. See, if a dude is at
I
the
can't
course.
remember his name.
Yeah,
but-
I know.
Oh my God.
Game 6 tonight, NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors looking to close out the Boston Celtics in Game 6. I called it, after Game 1, I wasn't really worried about the Warriors. After Game 2, I doubled down and said, yeah, the series is over. It's Golden State's to win. And here they are. They're on the cusp of winning their 4th championship as a trio, as an organization, in the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green era. And what I respect so much about what the Warriors are doing is they've done it in 3 different periods, right? They've done it pre-KD, which was the young Steph, young Draymond, young Klay. They did it with KD, and that was another 3 finals appearances. So they had 5 in that time. And then they did it post-KD. And here they are, 6 finals appearances in the last 8 seasons. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you want to look at how the Pistons should draft, or how the Pistons should, quote, build around Cade? The truth is, if you look at what the Golden State Warriors are, is they're just a well-ran team that can go get a Jordan Poole, that can trade for an Andrew Wiggins where everybody will laugh at them. And keep in mind, Detroit, I want you to remember this moment. Before we get into the game, just remember this moment. You are going to have to make a trade one day for a guy like Andrew Wiggins. Maybe at a different position, maybe at a different, maybe you need him for different reasons. You're going to need to make a trade eventually that takes your team to the next level. Like the Rasheed Wallace trade. You will have to do that one day when you become a contender. So just remember that. But here we go. Game 6. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and the Boston Celtics looking to keep their series alive and their hopes alive of winning a title. Game 7. Look, you know, guys, if you look at the all-time leaders in NBA Finals, it's Boston and the Lakers at the top, and it's everybody else. And it's not even close. So, as a Detroit Pistons fan, I would love nothing more to see than the Boston Celtics get their ass kicked at home tonight and all their bitch fans be sent home crying with a beer in their hand. Sorry, was that a bit mean?
No.
No, then what are you giving me that look for?
I just wasn't ready.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Well, get ready. It's going to get worse right now.
Well, I'm not shocked.
Steph Curry and the Warriors. This is, again, the beauty of what the Warriors have done. They beat you in a multitude of ways. And like I said, I want to say Tuesday, I told all of you in front of what? It was Tuesday, actually. I told you Steph Curry, in my opinion, is the most important superstar in NBA history. Not the best, most important. You saw why in Game 2, 3, and 4. You saw why in Game 5. Off the ball, not involved, shot not going down, still makes more impact than the guy that gets 27 and 8. Isn't that funny? The Warriors tonight, if they're going to want to close it out, Steph Curry can't go 0 for 9 from the field, or excuse me, from three-point land. Klay Thompson, you're going to need another 21 from Klay. Draymond just needs to not shoot the ball unless it's underneath the basket, and there is nobody guarding him. Jordan Poole, chill out on the threes, dude. You're not a three-point shooter. You're a guy that can attack the basket. That is when you're at your best. Wow, I am like tongue-twisted as hell today. That is when you're at your best, Jordan Poole, when you're attacking the basket. Come on, Adam. Get it together.
You get it together.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking to myself here.
Oh.
And you look at Otto Porter, right? A guy that can hit maybe a 3 or 2 would be nice a game. You look at Gary Payton. That's not a guy you're looking for points out of. But damn, does he cut and run off the ball. I don't know. Who does that remind me of? Steph Curry. How they run off the ball. They don't just sit in the corner and wait for somebody to make a play. They're active, moving the ball, running, cutting. It is amazing to watch. So you look at the Warriors. They're not a team that's built around shooters, really. Steph Curry doesn't have a multitude of shooters around him. Klay Thompson, let's just call it what it is not who Klay Thompson used to be.
Yeah, no.
Draymond Green cannot shoot. Kevon Looney cannot shoot. The white big dude, I forget his name, is white, and he can't even shoot. Jordan Poole, not a shooter. He's a guy that can attack the basket. Andrew Wiggins, not a shooter. He can attack the basket. I know everyone falls in love with Steph Curry, the three-point shot, pull up from 40, baby. Let's take 30, 40, 50 threes a game. That's not how the Warriors are winning this series. They're actually winning it by playing defense and in the paint. And Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole and Gary Payton are scoring in the paint. Yes, they hit a few threes a game. That's nice. Love it. But this isn't a typical LeBron James-led team, let's say, where LeBron penetrates and you need shooters around him. Ray Allen. You need Miller. I forget his name. Is it Mike Miller? Where you just surround LeBron with guys that are waiting to get the ball to shoot, and that's all they do. That's not how the Warriors are built. That's not even how the Celtics are built. So tonight's matchup, you know, I said before the series, if Robert Williams gave you 30 minutes tonight, I think the Celtics would win. He gave you 30 in Game 5, and you lost pretty bad. You had no answer. And that's concerning for me, because I think he is their most valuable player on the court. Not Tatum, not Marcus Smart, not Jaylen Brown. That doesn't mean he's better than them. But when he's on the court, Golden State can't do as much. And when he's off the court, the Celtics are not the same basketball team. I can't say the same when Jason Tatum's off the court. Why? Jaylen Brown takes over. Marcus Smart takes over. They dribble the ball. They control the offense. You're not missing too much outside of pure scoring, but it's a team game. Nobody plays 48 minutes, right? When Robert Williams is off the court, the Celtics struggle to stop the Golden State Warriors. So tonight, I think Golden State ends it.
I was going to say, do you think it's over?
That's my call. Tonight, Game 6, it's over. I'm going to go a final score of a 107 to 103. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Boston is really going to make an effort tonight. I think they're going to come out strong.
Yeah.
And I think what ends up happening is Golden State has another third quarter that they typically have. And then the fourth quarter is just going to be super tense. It's going to be tight. I'd expect both teams to score under 21, 22 points in the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be a make it rain type of atmosphere, at least offensively in the fourth quarter. And why I'm going to pick the Warriors is experience. The Warriors are never tight in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The last two games, the Celtics have been.
They've been very tight the last two games specifically, but the only reason I think that it might go one more game is because they are playing at Boston tonight. So I feel like they know what's on the line and what they have to do, so being in Boston is going to help a little bit, but I could see it ending tonight for sure. The other reason it would be dope is if it went to Game 7 is the Warriors would be back at their home arena and winning, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's so hard for you guys to understand. Jordan Poole is not a natural shooter. Jordan Poole is at his best when he's cutting the basket. If you can't agree to that, you're not watching basketball enough. And you're not watching Jordan Poole enough. And you're just seeing him pull up a few times from 34 feet and making them. Those are nice. That's not his game. He can hit a three. Everybody on the team can hit a three. Al Horford can hit a three. Does that mean he's a shooter? No. A shooter is a guy who, when he's on the court, his job is to find the corner, his hot spot, just be available for when the ball comes to you and just shoot it. That is not Jordan Poole. That is not Gary Payton. That is not Andrew Wiggins. Not Draymond Green. Maybe Klay Thompson at this point in his career. Otto Porter, sure. Kevon Looney, no. And Steph Curry, no. Steph Curry is just an unbelievable basketball player, but that's beyond the point. So I'm going to go tonight. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be well contested. I think the Celtics will show a lot of flashes of how good they can be in the game. They just won't have enough in the fourth quarter, I believe. And I think that's where the Warriors will likely separate themselves. They will win by 4, I believe. 107-103 is my call tonight. I think the Warriors will win their 4th championship. I think it propels Steph Curry into borderline Mount Rushmore status. It'll be his 4th championship. It'll likely be his first Finals MVP. Not that I give a rip that he's not a Finals MVP. I think Andre Iguodala winning it was a complete joke. Just like I thought Kawhi Leonard winning it with the San Antonio Spurs was a joke. That was a blowout series. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, all equally deserving of the award. Sometimes those awards are misleading. So Steph Curry is approaching history. Steve Kerr approaching history. We want to talk about one of the better coaches in NBA history. Everybody can talk about, well, he had a good team. Adam, he took over a good team. What did Phil Jackson do in Chicago? And then what did he do with the Lakers? And then what did he do again with the Lakers again? With Kobe and Bynum and Gasol. All the great coaches have great players. It's like, that's the thing that drives me nuts. It's like, well, Bill Belichick had Tom Brady. Okay. Walsh had Montana. Had Steve Young. Reed has Mahomes. Now he's winning titles and he's revered as one of the greatest. Show me a great coach, I'll show you a great player. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Pat Riley and the Lakers. Come on. We're better than this. Steve Kerr is entering top 7, maybe even top 5. It depends how you feel. Depends where you want to put him. Everyone can have their own opinion. He's entering that territory as one of the greatest head coaches. And I think what he's done is more difficult than most. See, Phil was around for the 6 rings with Jordan, right? Phil will never be touched. Some of the guys, Popovich, you can't touch him. But if Steve Kerr actually goes for longevity, he can reach both of them. And I could argue what he's done, Popovich and Phil didn't do. See, Popovich, it was Duncan and Robinson, and then Tony Parker and Manu all within a 4 or 5 year stretch. And they became this 10-year long dynasty from beginning to end and never had issues. They were always the 1, 2, 3 seed in the West. Golden State had Mark Jackson, brought in Steve Kerr, instant championship, lost to LeBron, bring in KD, 3 straight finals, win 2 of them, lose the last one because they're hurt. They become one of the worst teams in basketball because Draymond's hurt half the time. Clay misses 2 seasons. Steph Curry carries the team on his back for 2 years. Remains patient. Steve Kerr deals with all this. Doesn't lose the locker room. First year healthy. Back to the finals. That's impressive. That's something. That's amazing. That's coaching. So good for Steve Kerr. Definitely rooting for this Warriors tonight. I am excited. I'm also excited to root for the Warriors. I'll share my biases with you. I am human. Not only do I have money on the Warriors to win the finals,
no,
I do have a tweet. I do have a tweet on Twitter, directed at Sean Murphy.
Is that what tweets are?
Yep, from Sean Murphy, who does From Half Court with Jeff Iafrate.
From half court.
And I can't wait to share that tweet to the world. And victory lap around Sean, because I kind of want to punch him in the face right now.
Wow.
For talking junk on Twitter.
Bit harsh, but okay.
Oh yeah, it is very harsh, but he'll handle like a big boy.
You're so dramatic.
I am dramatic.
I know. And you're petty as hell, too.
I am very petty. And honestly, I'm going to get a haircut after this because I look like dog shit.
Grizzly Bear? Oh.
So I'll be
can
going to Lady
confirm.
Jane's to get my haircut right after the show.
Thank
Lord knows
goodness.
I need it. Lady Jane's, they'll take care of you like they take care of me. They'll trim up your beard. They'll take care of your haircut. They'll make you feel great. A hot lather neck shave. It is an awesome experience. No appointment necessary. Walk in anytime. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Brandon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
OddsTrader.com is the #1 site for all of your game day bets. They have the best price on every game and sign-up offers from multiple sports books on their website. Head on over for player statistics and key game stats all in one place. And don't forget, you can download their app from the App Store today for play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking. So head on over to OddsTrader.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, here on the Woodward Sports Network. Maddie, top of the hour, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. I'm very excited.
It is.
Very excited. Right now, I want to discuss the it factor, quote unquote, that Aiden Hutchinson reportedly has. He's getting a lot of praise from Allen Park. A lot of the coaches are blown away, right? This is interesting. Usually, you know, coaches are blown away going into camp by the second, third, fourth round guys, right? They didn't expect it. It's tough to be blown away by the guy you select number 2 overall because you're expecting him to be that good. Having said that, I don't believe this is a bunch of smoke just trying to prop up Aiden Hutchinson. What I'd like to accomplish in the next 14, 15 minutes is I'd like to mentally prepare you for what you should expect and should see on the field this year from Aiden Hutchinson. You can go from 7, 8, 9, you can even project 10, 11, 12 sacks, double digits, be my guest. That's irrelevant to me. What's relevant is that 5 of the last 6 defensive linemen taken number 2 overall have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Chase Young, Nick Bosa, the most recent 2. And since the year 2000, I believe off the top of my head, it's Julius Peppers, Von Miller, Chase Young, Nick Bosa. I'm missing one player. The 6th player is Chris Long, but he didn't win it. There's one player I'm missing on that list. Julius Peppers, Von Miller, Nick Bosa, Chase Young. All taken number 2 overall. Oh, and Ndamukong Suh. How could I forget? That's our boy. Defensive Rookie of the Year. 5 of the last 6. Not bad. Not bad if you ask me. Guys that can get to the quarterback, guys that are going to put pressure on the quarterback. In a league where, you know, we've become so accustomed to advanced metrics, advanced analytics, sacks are important. But boy, I can learn a lot about a defensive player, especially if he plays on the defensive line, by how many quarterback pressures he gets. See, sometimes TJ Watt will go a game where he has no sacks, and the Steelers win, and the opposing offense looks like it got nothing accomplished. Why? Well, he got to the quarterback 5 times. It wasn't a sack, but it was a quarterback pressure. It wasn't a sack, but you made the quarterback release the ball half a second sooner than he wanted to. Or you made him hold on to the ball half a second later than you wanted to. And that's all the difference between an incomplete pass, a completion, and an interception. That's how marginal the NFL is. So Aiden Hutchinson, year 1, if he gets you 7 sacks, he can still win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He can still be impactful. Sacks can sometimes also be misleading, right? You can be an individual who finishes the year with double-digit sacks, let's say 11, but you only had 17 quarterback pressures, which means when you got to the quarterback, it just so happened that the quarterback held onto the ball. He wasn't able to release it, some of it to your credit, some of it to your, your teammates' credit, some of it to the quarterback's mistakes. See, there are also players in the league who get 25, 30 quarterback pressures, but don't finish with the same amount of sacks as some of the other players. But they're just as, if not more, impactful. So Aiden Hutchinson, the number 2 overall pick, the consensus number 1 player on almost every team's board except Trent Baalke in Jacksonville. You got him number 2 overall. And what you should expect from that guy is to be one of the better players on your defense year 1. A disruptor, a guy that can get to the quarterback. Get to the quarterback. Doesn't have to be a sack. Can you get to the quarterback and make an impact for this football team? This team has been bottom 5 in terms of quarterback pressures and sacks over the last 6-7 years. It's been a rough go for the defensive line. And look, to the Lions' credit, under Schwartz and under Caldwell, when they had that one instance, that one season of success, the 10-win season and the 11-win season, what could you rely on every Sunday when watching the Detroit Lions? They were going to get after the quarterback. They were going to get after the quarterback. And that's why we talk about, oh, well, you need a mobile quarterback. A mobile quarterback isn't Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson. A mobile quarterback is Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, guys that can just make this much space, or delay the pass rush by this much, or extend it by rolling out. That can get you the extra 2-3 seconds maybe you need to hurt an opposing defense. That's a mobile quarterback in today's NFL. Josh Allen, love that he can run. Patrick Mahomes, he's mobile too. Kyler Murray, love that he can run. They're mobile, but the quarterbacks that win in today's NFL are the ones that stand in the pocket. How do you stop a guy from standing in the pocket? You draft a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, Detroit. That's how. That's why I've never been more confident in the Detroit Lions than I am today. Is Aiden Hutchinson a poor man's Nick Bosa? I mean, what exactly is that? What's the comparison with him and Bosa? I want to know. Where do you get that conclusion? Or where do you get that comparison? Nick Bosa in college, I could argue very similar to Aiden Hutchinson. Nothing consistent, nothing overwhelming. But year 1, Nick Bosa had 9 sacks. He missed year 2. And then in year 3, last season, 15.5. Poor man's Nick Bosa? So you're telling me 7 sacks year 1. Year 2, if he plays 10 sacks. Year 3, 13 sacks, which would be less than Nick Bosa. I'll take that. I'll take 7, 10, and 13 in a 3-year stretch. You're telling me 30 sacks in 3 seasons? I'll take that. Hell yeah, I'll take that. Fumbles? I'll take that. But I don't understand this idea that he's a poor man's. Why? Why? He's not as athletic. He's a freak athlete. He graded out higher than Nick Bosa did in college in athletic score. I mean, what are we doing here? Oh, he has tiny arms. It's actually kind of better. Because when you make contact with the offensive lineman, you are driving into his pads. You're not relying on your long arms to push him out of the way. When you push, you have leverage. I don't understand why that's such a problem. At 2, he should be Bosa or better. At 2, he should just be a top 10 edge rusher after 2 years and top 5 going into year 3 and 4 and 5. That's the goal. That's the ideal goal when you take somebody that high. Jeff Okudah, by year 3, you wanted him to be a top 5 tight end. Jalen Ramsey was. And he's played under an awful Jacksonville team his rookie year. You want these guys to be great, of course. But to say, if I told you he got 33 sacks in 3 years, would you take it? I think you would. He's on pace to have over 140 sacks in his career. Come on. And he's not even in his prime. So, yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you want to use TJ Watt as an example, but he was selected 30th overall. So it's complicated because expectations are different. But TJ Watt, year 1, 7 sacks. Year 2, took the next step. Boom, 13 sacks. Year 3, boom, 14 sacks. Year 5, boom, 15 sacks. Year 6, 22 Defensive Player of the Year. I don't need a Pro Bowl. I don't need an all-rookie team. I don't need any of... Well, no, who cares about the rookie team? But the point is, I don't need any of that year 1 from Hutchinson. I just need him to be healthy and to be a menace. And if he finishes with 7 sacks, so be it. But damn, be very clear. Year 2, I'm walking in with the expectation, hey, Hutch, 12 sacks this year, bud. 11, 12 sacks, minimum. Let's go. That's what you got to be at if you want to be great. Now, he could be at 10, and the world wouldn't end, and you could expect 14, 15 his third year. Sure. Quarterback pressures. Don't just look at sacks with Hutchinson. Quarterback pressures. Are you getting to the quarterback? I can rely on Aiden Hutchinson to be on the field. I can rely on him to generate pressure. I can rely on him to be a part of the run-stopping scheme. I can rely on Aiden Hutchinson. That's why I think by the end of the year, he'll be a team captain going into next year. So I'm feeling very, very good about the direction not only the Lions are going in, but where their defensive line is going. That's also very important. So my question to you, and to all of you at home, so Maddie, feel free to answer. Is it fair to put 9-10 sack expectations on Aiden Hutchinson year one?
Yes. I would like to see it. I mean, I don't want to have too high of expectations for him, but I also do because we picked him. I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
I feel you. That's fine.
He's
I got
just
you.
a
I got
little
you. Don't
boy.
worry. Don't worry.
But I would like to see it? Yes. Do I think those expectations should be there based on where we picked him? Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what I got.
And I don't mind the people that are coming out and saying, I think he's going to get 12 sacks. All right, good for you. That is
That's
that is
cute.
on the extreme side of optimism, and I hope you're right.
I would be happy with 7.
Yeah, I think 7 could be the floor. 8's fine. 9's fine. Like, at the end of the day, all you want is by year 3 to for Aiden Hutchinson to be one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. That's all you care about. You don't care just about year 1. It's not about, Adam, he only got 7 sacks. He's a bust. That's not how this game works. If I told you, no matter what happens in year 1 and year 2, by the end of year 3, he would be regarded as one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, would you be happy? Yes, you would. So how about we take a little bit of a step back, watch his game progress. Would you like to see immediate impact on the field? Absolutely.
Duh.
I picked you number 2 overall. You better. You better show up. You better give me Nick Bosa numbers. You better give me Chase Young numbers year 1. You better give me TJ Watt numbers year 1, which isn't asking for much because it varies from 7 to 9.5 sacks. Not asking for much, but our job is to understand how is he developing. And his development will be a very important part of the season. One day, Adam thinks Hutch is Defensive Player of the Year. The next, he won't get 8 sacks. Gregory, honestly, it's people like you that I love having in the chat because, you know, dumb motherfuckers have a special place in my heart. You know, these are people that are mentally challenged. They're a little slower upstairs, and I try to be patient with them. So, you know, I let those comments go by. I won't say much. Nobody said Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe I'll say it a little slow because I know you struggle upstairs. So let me help you. Defensive Rookie of the Year. 5 of the last 6 players taken at his position, number 2 overall, have won the award. It is fair, more than fair, to have Defensive Rookie of the Year expectations, and he very well could win it with only 7 sacks. Why? Because sacks aren't the only stat. Quarterback pressures, fumbles, fumble recoveries, how he does stopping the run. This isn't just a numbers game. Let me talk a little slower. This isn't just a numbers game. Fucking idiot. We got to go to break. When we get back, who is the best fit for Cade Cunningham in the upcoming NBA draft? Why it matters so much. We're going to pull Jeff in here to have a conversation. I do want to discuss Jaden Ivey, Benedict Mathurin. What does it mean? What is a player like a Keegan Murray versus a Shaden Sharp? What are your expectations on these guys? We'll get to all of them in a little bit and how they fit around Cade. But before we do, Maddie, could you tell everybody at home about our good friends over at Cintron?
Yes, I can. The summer of Cintron is here, and it is available at your local Kroger. So head on over to Kroger with your Kroger card. They're just 2 for $4. That's an absolute steal. Cintron is a new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Hi, I'm Cade Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the bottom line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Open all summer long from Memorial Day to Labor Day. There will be basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art installations, live music, and food trucks. Free Wi-Fi so you can work from the park. It's free to enter from the Midway, and most activities are free. You only have to pay to skate, and of course for food. Bedrock Detroit brings you the Monroe Street Midway. Summer is better at the Monroe Street Midway. We're back. Cade Cunningham, the Detroit Pistons. Jeff, I had a long night last night. I couldn't sleep. There were things that I saw that hurt me because I care for people.
Yeah.
And sometimes
No, you don't.
you can't protect the people you love from themselves. All right? Sometimes you just have to let the little one fall into a cave, and then either he dies or he figures his way out, you know?
It's a bit graphic.
And the point is, Jeff, I want to know what you believe individually of the players that likely are available, and I'll read them off before I ask you the question. I believe you will have your option of Shaden Sharp, Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray, Benedict Mathurin. If you want to include Davis, sure, but not at 5. It's just, I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, the question is, of the players, who is the best, quote, fit for Cade Cunningham and why?
I will start by saying this. Really, it's about you're picking your flavor. I think that's the situation right now with the Detroit Pistons. You're at 5. Like, if you had a top 3 pick, I think the consensus would be a lot more, we'd all mutually agree. But you're at 5. There's a handful of players that are going to be there. If you're asking me strictly fit, it's really how you want to look at it. I would argue Ben Mathurin because of his catch and shoot ability, his versatility, his length. And of course, he can play. He's a lot more successful playing off ball. But I don't think it's really just other guys fit in other ways. Like, you can argue Keegan Murray for similar reasons. I would even argue Jaden Ivey would be a great fit. And I get multiple ball handlers. That always scares people away. But in reality, if you look at this Pistons team, that's what they were lacking, is more guys that can handle the ball and make plays for others. And I talked about this. If you look at the Boston Celtics, when Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum's in foul trouble, or, if they're simply resting, and you have Jaylen Brown, let's say Jason Tatum's on the bench, you have Jaylen Brown in the game. He can score. He can make plays for others. He can play defense. He can do it all. If Jaylen Brown's resting, vice versa. And that's what I think the Pistons right now, when Cade's off the floor, you can't keep that level of play. And if you draft a guy like Jaden Ivey who can handle the ball, make plays for others, you can run the point, that's a fit still to me, Adam. But it depends how you want to look at it. Do you want to surround Cade with shooters like the Dallas Mavericks did? I don't like that idea. You want more talent. You want superstars around Cade Cunningham. So if you're asking me really who's the best fit, I think you can make an argument for a couple of guys, Adam. And in reality, it's really how you want to look at it. For me personally, I want another ball handler. I want another person that could come in and listen. Cade's a very unique player. He's not a ball-dominant guard. You don't need to put the ball in his hands every single time. He's going to want to spread it around. And if you have a guy like Jaden Ivey, they can play together. I'm sorry to break it to you. Troy Weaver obviously knows better than anybody. If he's going to draft Jaden Ivey, he believes they can play together. But certainly, it just depends how you want to look at it, Adam. Do you want 3-and-D guys around Cade? Or do you want other playmakers? And for me, I want playmakers.
I think that's a very important thing to remember. You look at a guy like Keegan Murray. We'll start with him. What is his NBA comp?
What was the player?
Keegan Murray.
I would probably say he's in that Tobias Harris category, someone who can, score, rebound, obviously. But the question I have with Keegan Murray is the making plays, making others better, making plays for others. Because let's say Cade comes off the floor, you have Keegan Murray in the game. You're going to want Killian Hayes also in the game. Like, Keegan isn't at that point yet. I'm not saying he can't get there, but he's not Jason Tatum. I'm sorry to break it to you. And you have confidence he can become Tobias Harris. But at the same time, Adam, we're talking about ceiling. Like, we're talking about at number 5, you want to hit on a superstar. You don't expect the Pistons to be in this position again. So for me, Keegan Murray's ceiling is kind of what draws me away. He's a great player. You're getting him ready to play, ready to contribute. But I'm an upside guy at him. If I had to make a comparison, I'd probably give him a Tobias Harris, maybe a Michael Porter Jr., possibly. But I don't even know if he'll get to that point.
Let's look at all the teams that have been to the NBA Finals over the recent years. Has there been a team that's had less than 2 superstars?
It's rare.
And we could maybe only argue Toronto, but Siakam.
But they have quite a cast.
Siakam and
that's 2 superstars.
So that was the second guy. Maybe at least 2 stars minimum.
I mean, you have to go back to
You're
Dirk.
going to need 2 stars.
Yeah.
You're going to need 2 stars minimum. And if you're the Pistons, Jeff, are you going to get them in free agency? Probably not.
Not in Detroit.
Not in Detroit. It's just never happened. So if something new happens,
let me know.
I'm all for it. It just hasn't happened. Ever.
Yeah.
So I agree. I think you need to take a chance on a superstar. And I look at Jaden Ivey. 3 assists a game his last season in Purdue. 3 assists a game, only 2 turnovers a game. He averaged 5 rebounds. Of course, how many points was it? I think like 17 points a game with Purdue. He got better. He had a better field goal percentage his second year.
Yes.
He got better from the 3-point line. He got better across the board. And that's the improvement you want to see. And it is a significant amount of improvement. So the thing with Jaden Ivey, I think he could be the guy that when Cade needs to get on the bench for 4 or 5 minutes and rest, you need a guy on the court that's going to facilitate.
Keep you afloat.
Get you a bucket when everyone around him is struggling.
Yep.
And that's Jaden Ivey.
Absolutely.
And you look at Tatum and Brown, that is exactly what their dynamic is. I know that when Tatum sits for 4 minutes, it's Brown time. And he'll penetrate, and if they give him all the attention, great. You're giving my whole team open looks.
Yeah, and he's willing to pass.
But if Killian Hayes is out there with Jeremy Grant, and Cade needs to rest, and Keegan Murray's sitting there in the corner, or let's say Benedict Mathurin, who's going to take time to develop in the league, well, what does that do for the Detroit Pistons? You want to draft role players at number 5? I prefer to get a star player, or at least try to. And if I miss, damn it. But try to get a star player. You can get an Isaiah Livers in the second round, who is a wing and D guy, who can literally play 3 and D, actually. That's exactly his role for the Detroit Pistons.
Right.
You can get those guys in the late first round, second round, when you're going to pick 12, 13 next year, likely. You're not going to be picking top 5. And unless you can snag Giannis, unless you can snag, God, who else?
I mean, we could have had
Donovan Mitchell.
I was going to say, Donovan Mitchell, Devin
Be
Booker.
my guest. Be my guest if that's how fortunate your team is. If that's what you're going to rely on, I'm just going to go put a bullet in my head.
But to Easy's comment, you're making my point by saying his best asset to this team is when Cade's off the floor. That's not really the point. That's a beneficiary. I mean, I would say
Who's the best asset to this team when Cade's off the floor?
We're saying Jaden Ivey would be great for that, but that's not the role we're talking about. I'm saying that would be a benefit for when Cade's off the floor, but they could play together, certainly. I mean, you have 2 guys that could take turns handling the ball, which is always a good. You have Cade Cunningham, who's unselfish guys. Like, if he was ball dominant and Luka Doncic-esque, like Luka plays with, and we could make the comparison. Luka is ball dominant. I like the comparison between him and Cade. I don't think Cade will be that ball dominant. Like, you can still have a guy like Jaden Ivey, and certainly
I don't know what he's
talking
talking about, because Keegan Murray is not Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown in the 7 games that they played without Jason Tatum this year averaged 36 and 4. Is Keegan Murray going to do that for you in 2-3 years? And yes, Jaylen Brown and Tatum are better on the court together, duh. But they also both need to be on the bench at some point in the game, just like Cade will and just like whoever you draft will. You're not playing 48 minutes.
Right.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're going to need somebody to facilitate, to be ball dominant, and to get you a bucket when you need it.
Yeah, and I like Benji's. We don't need another KCP type guy. This isn't a team that just needs a small role player. They need clear-cut guys that can change this franchise. Sidekick is Ivy, and that's kind of how I feel. Like, I want to swing for the fences. This is why I've been so high. I've been talking about Shane Sharp. That's my guy. But again, if I'm talking realistically, like swinging for a superstar. If you want to make the argument Keegan Murray can be a superstar, that's on you. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong. That's your opinion. But for me, I disagree. I think Jaden Ivey's the guy if you want to swing. And certainly, if you look at the future, to Adam's point earlier, it's going to be hard enough to get free agents. If you draft Keegan Murray at 5 and he's a high-end role player, that's a failure to me. Like, that's a failure.
Nobody shoots consistently coming out of college.
No, nobody.
The best shooters in college haven't worked out in the NBA. Some of the best shooters.
No, there's guys.
There's Steph Curry that came out that could shoot.
Yes,
JJ Redick, how'd he do?
There's guys that can shoot coming out of college, but to your point, like Jason, no one's a finished product. People get so obsessed.
Russell Westbrook wasn't a finished product. Jason Tatum wasn't a finished product. None of these guys were finished products.
People get so obsessed with what they do at the collegiate level, but people don't understand that, number one, they're going to grow. They're going to get better. And if you want to look at the stats, you can look at the stats. Jaden Ivey got better from his freshman to sophomore year. That's what I look at. Keegan Murray, another guy, got better from freshman to sophomore year. That's impressive. That's what I look for. He improved his three-point shot. You can like that. And another part of it is they're going to be asked to do different things at the professional level. Purdue ran through Ivy.
Easy.
When he gets to the Pistons, they're going to run through Cade and Ivy.
I'm trying to help you, Easy.
It's just different, guys. Like,
no Ivy-esque guys on championship teams. The last 10 championship teams are made up of Kevin Durant and LeBron James, Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, and the only player that makes your case is Kawhi Leonard, who was a free agent. It wasn't even drafted by the Toronto Raptors. And even then, he had one good year, and he hasn't replicated that success since. So yes, if you're telling me that you're drafting KD or LeBron James at number 5 overall, be my guest. Whoever you say, I will listen. But to say that Jaden Ivey isn't, why, because he's 6'4"? Oh, he's not 6'5", excuse me.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's versatility. Like, I'll take a 6'6" point guard and a 6'4" two guard. Both can make plays, be dynamic. I'll take that. And they're different in different ways. Like, Jaden Ivey is going to bring that athleticism, that speed in transition, attacking the basket. Like, Cade, you can have two dynamics. And I get it. You want 3-and-D players. But unless you're – and I like Ben Mather. I think that fit makes sense. I think Ben can be another guy that can make plays for others. I'm okay with that. But for Keegan, are you confident he can be on the floor when Cade's off the floor and be that guy, and take charge, lead the team? I'm not sure. To me, he's a high-end role player, but certainly, if you want to take a swing, take a swing. But we'll see. Troy Weaver knows better than all of us. And for me, I think it's Jaden Ivey if you're swinging on a superstar, or Ben Mathurin. Pick your flavor.
Easy. The only point you're making is that he's 6'4". You don't talk about his athleticism. You don't talk about his ability to shoot the basketball. You don't talk about his ability to penetrate the lane.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade.
Forget all of that.
I'm glad someone brought up Dwayne Wade because even coming out of college, like, he wasn't a great shooter for the first,
Nobody
8 years
is a
in the
great
league.
shooter coming out of college. It's college.
And I get the times have changed, but guys, like, people get so obsessed with percentages and what guys shot at the collegiate level. I just hate that. Like,
so
a player's
who's the
not
second
allowed
option?
to grow and
so
be
who's
coached.
the second option? He said nobody like a Jaden Ivey is a second option. Who's the second option? Keegan Murray? You're drafting Keegan Murray to be your second option? Come on, dude.
Yeah, even Tobias Harris. What option is he in?
Tobias
in
Harris is not a number 2. Jeremy Grant's not a number 2. Let's go. Let's go back to the Kevin Durant Warriors. Steph Curry technically was the number 2. KD was the 1. KD's a top 3 small forward of all time. LeBron James, the greatest or the second greatest basketball player of all time. Those are what? I mean, what are we doing here? Are these guys those guys? I would love for that to be the case. It's not probably the case.
Yeah. All I'm asking, and this is to everybody right here, like all Pistons fans, speaking directly to you. If you're at 5 and you're Troy Weaver, just think of it from your perspective. You understand this draft. You have to hit on a superstar. Like this, do you expect the team to get better? I'm assuming you guys do. So if you do, you're not going to be in this selection again, unless you're New Orleans and you get lucky and get the number 1 overall pick. But let's just assume they're not. Who are you taking? You need a superstar. I mean, you're not drafting role players. So if you're taking a superstar, please type in the chat who you're taking, because I'm interested. If you really think Keegan Murray's going to be a superstar, that's your opinion. But for me, I'll take Ben Mather.
I like this.
Jaden
I think
Ivey.
the Pistons need to draft the cocaine. You're damn right, Carson. You're damn right,
The
Carson.
cocaine in this instance is superstar potential. Like
I agree.
That's cocaine.
I agree. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for hopping on. I appreciate it, man. You're the man. Jeff Iafrate, check out From Half Court.
Yes.
You guys are dropping another episode today, aren't you?
Yes, we are. And we got the Jeff and Gentry pod.
Let's go. Jeff and Gentry podcast.
Jeff
I'm
and
excited.
Gentry,
We're cooking
my
it up.
husband.
I'm putting my face in front of all the people, so.
Careful who you say that to, all right?
All right, actually, I take that back. But no, thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, Maddie, the best defense on and off the court.
It's Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm, they keep you safe and give you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what's important to you is safe. Give them a call today at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's right, you heard Fish. 1-800-STAY-OUT right now and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
When you need apparel, there is only one place to go, and that would be Big Frog in Novi. They have no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround time, so you can have your whole team outfitted in absolutely no time at all. Visit them at bigfrog.com/Novi or give them a call at 844-4-BIG-FROG.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. Maddie, last night, your Colorado Avalanche. Even though you're technically rooting against them, I'm not quite sure, because you said you wanted them to get to the final, but you didn't want them to win? Wasn't that?
No. Well, so the narrative has changed since the Rangers are no longer in.
Okay, so update me then.
Yes, so now, yes, I do still want the Avalanche to win. That would be the team that I am picking to win the Stanley Cup. So that's who I was rooting for yesterday. But I did want the Rangers in that as well, but that didn't happen for me.
Well, look, it was a great game. Avalanche came out swinging.
I know.
Vasilevsky looked shaky early.
Yeah.
And I said that the Avalanche would win game 1 for sure. And then they made me a little nervous in the second period.
You blink your eye and they score 2 goals.
48
you're like,
seconds.
What is going on?
Third period, it was a very evenly matched period. It was fun to watch. A lot of opportunities.
It
was a great game.
Great game of hockey.
Game 1, that's how you start a Stanley Cup final. Game 1, overtime, that's how you do it.
It was great. I enjoyed it.
Look, both teams can skate up and down the ice beautifully. I think the Avalanche are probably a little more talented skating-wise, but the Lightning have that grit, and they showed you. You can come out 3-1 at home in a Stanley Cup final game. We'll still be here to show up. That is something to watch out for the rest of the series. Now, I believe that the Avalanche will win again in Game 2, but it'll likely be 2-2 by the time we leave Tampa Bay. I think it's one of those series. I think the team that breaks at home likely loses the series.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I do think that the Avs are going to have no problem winning the series, but it's not going to. I don't think they'll let it last for too long. Tampa Bay to me plays more of like once you play first and you're playing better, then they're going to come back and try to play. They're not really ever the first to score, or they're not really the first that's in the lead. Like last night, they had to come back after a deficit, and they did it, and they play hard, and both teams are talented as hell, but it's definitely going to be a fun series to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been a good series so far. Game 1 was everything you'd want Game 1 of a Stanley Cup final to be. Darren McCarty's documentary. Well, it's not necessarily, it's a docu-series, or, you know, it's a premiere of one of the greatest rivalries in NHL history, if not the greatest. And I am excited. I believe they're playing
after Game 2.
They're airing it after Game 2.
Yeah.
So
I'm so excited.
I'm feeling good. I want to know what they kept in because we were there for the whole recording, right? For the one-on-one and the one in front of the fans. So there was a lot. I want to know what they kept in, what they cut out, how they're going to make it seem. It was good, but Claude Lemieux in person, to his credit, stand-up guy. He interacted with every Red Wings fan, and they were talking crap the whole time there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a
It's
blast.
not an easy place to come to.
Oh, no. I mean, Detroit fans are unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, regarding the series, they'll play again tomorrow night. Tampa Bay's only chance this series is Vasilevsky. Not that Tampa Bay can't score. They showed they can score 3 goals in the first game. They proved they can skate with the Avalanche for the most part. But if you're going to win this series, number 88 is going to have to give up a goal, maybe 2 goals a night if you're lucky. But he's going to have to keep it under 2, I think, if they're going to win.
Yeah.
Because you're not stopping a guy who has the 3rd most points in NHL history on average per game right now in Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, this Avalanche team is just elite. They're all season, and especially in the playoffs, they've just come out swinging, and it's been really fun to watch. Obviously, as a Detroit fan, you don't always want to be rooting for the Avalanche, but it's okay. Here we are. I can't deny talent.
100%. 100%. And I think the Avalanche are a more talented team.
Yeah.
They're so powerful. When they skate forward. And what I mean by that is, typically a lot of teams, every team does it. You're dumping the puck in the zone. You're trying to be physical. But the moment the Avalanche can spot an instance, a little moment in time, an opportunity where they can skate full speed into the net, when they do it, it's devastating. And almost every time they do it, they get a damn good look on goal. And those are looks that out of every 10 shots, let's say, or out of every 10 looks, they're probably scoring 4 or 5 of them. They're damn good looks. So, I mean, even the overtime goal yesterday, it was a perfect example of patience, understanding that my team is skating forward, cross-ice pass.
Yeah,
Game over.
When the Avs were in power play in the last 2 minutes of the game, I was like, here it is. This is it.
I thought it was game.
Like,
To be fair to the Tampa Bay team, they put their bodies on the line. They were blocking a hell of an amount of shots during that power play.
Throwing their bodies everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Avalanche were beautiful. They looked like the better team. I believe they are the better team. I think they're going to win the series. As much as I want to see history in a three-peat, I also want to see a passing of the torch because the Avalanche are young. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And to have a young team win early, they're going to be a problem for the next 5 to 7 years. For the next 5 to 7 years, all you're going to talk about is the Colorado Avalanche every year. Are they going to go for the President's Trophy? Are they going to contend for the Stanley Cup? That's what they're going to be doing. Unless they lose McKinnon in free agency a year from now, but that's a whole different conversation. That is what the Avalanche are heading towards.
Yeah.
So good for them. When we get back from the break, I do have a few things I want to discuss regarding Avila a little bit. I'll give a few minutes to it. But there is Mr. Backpack Boy here in the studio that we need to talk to. He's not behaving at all right now. So we'll get to him in a little bit. But before we do, Maddie, could you tell everybody where we'll be at tomorrow, broadcasting live all day?
Yes, I can. We will be at Big Boy in Taylor for the remainder of the Strawberry Fest. The Strawberry Fest does end this Sunday, so make sure you head on over to your local Big Boy. They got some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hotcakes, and waffles. And if you're not feeling breakfast, don't worry. They brought in a new strawberry bacon chicken wrap as well. But don't forget, of course, the very delicious strawberry pie for just $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more. So head on over to your local Big Boy. And if you're in Taylor, come on over and check us out. All 3 shows will be there tomorrow.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there.
Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. Also featured on The Roar on 99.1, 93.5, and 94.7 HD2. I've had enough of your attitude today, Adam.
I don't have an attitude. I've been a kind person all morning long. I don't know what you're talking about.
Where is that
You
came
literally
from?
said you've been so mean in the chat.
Yeah,
I did
where is that?
I have not been mean to the chat all day. I've behaved.
You called someone a dumb MFer. That
'Cause they
doesn't
are.
sound
I'm
nice
being
to
honest.
me.
Somebody that
Being
his
honest.
father had a lady part.
Yeah. Being honest is not being mean.
Well, you
don't
can still
know
be
if his
honest
dad
and be
has a lady
mean.
part.
It was a what if statement.
Oh,
it was to
okay.
diminish how what ifs are stupid. That's all.
Okay.
I didn't mean it.
Oh,
if his father
okay.
had a lady part, I don't think he'd be alive. So, unless science, I don't know.
Well, you can change that now.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Dudes can get pregnant now?
No, they can't get pregnant, but like he could have had the
Surrogate?
child beforehand, and now he made the transition.
Yeah, it's surgery. Transgender. That's a thing now. Did you forget? I think you did. Oh, actually, you probably didn't even know. Remember, you sleep under a rock, or you dig your head in the sand. One of those.
And that was Fish's 30-second roast of Adam, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit.
Fish, what are you having for breakfast today?
I mean, probably the protein bar, and I might have the cookies at like 2 or 3 o'clock after lunch.
That's
So
a
I don't know
meal
what I'm
right
eating
there.
for lunch, by the way. So
Adam, are you taking
we'll
care
find
of
out.
Maybe. We got Owen in the booth, and I'm excited to talk to Owen. Owen, a lot of headlines being made by Michigan State on the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
It's very early. I think this is Michigan State's first time in a long time really delivering this type of recruiting. Mel Tucker, I think, has been fantastic. Walk me through, and everybody at home, what the difference is with Mel Tucker over, let's say, D'Antoni during his, you want to call it downfall, the end of his tenure
Right.
at Michigan State. They're starting to recruit at a level I don't believe we've seen before.
No, we haven't. Michigan State is about to have their best recruiting class they've ever had before. They're currently at 7 4-stars. I project them to finish around 14. I believe that they're going to have a better recruiting class than Michigan just because of where they're at for NIL. Mel Tucker, what I've heard that he's pitching to recruits, they believe. It's not a dream. He says you can either be here for the national championship or watch us win it. It's a different thing, and everyone wants to play for him. He's a player's coach. It's the same thing with Martin Freeman over at Notre Dame. Same exact thing. That's the difference right now with Mel Tucker and recruiting, and he's just getting started, he said. A thing he told me that I did not know. He recruited, I believe, 11 of the 15 players on Georgia that just got drafted this past year. He's going to really bring Michigan State to the top. You best believe it.
I 1000% agree. I think he's someone. We don't usually say this or associate this word with a head coach of a college program, but he is a master brand and marketing expert. And Adam, what the hell does that mean? This isn't corporate. It actually matters. Like, you're building, as a head coach of a program, you're building your brand image. You're building the program's ability to outreach and find these recruits. You say 14 4-star recruits. Stack that up against any year that D'Antonio ever had.
Right.
I don't think that's happened.
No, it hasn't.
And I think the 5 stars will come only after Michigan State win a Big Ten under Mel Tucker. That's the step he's going to have to take, I believe, to enter the Michigan conversation, at least in terms of how you can pull recruits. I think Mel Tucker is probably the most underrated recruiter in the Big Ten. A lot of people will say it's Ryan Day and Jim Harbaugh 1 and 2 easy, but look at their resources.
Right.
I actually think Tucker's a better recruiter, but he is at a different program that's in a different state right now. And Michigan State, let's just call it what it is. They're trying to be one of the best programs in the country.
They are.
They're trying
right.
to be one of those elite, where you look at Michigan State like you look at USC, Oklahoma, Georgia, Bama. Now, can they recruit like Georgia and Bama? Probably not. Nobody can. Maybe outside Ohio State. But you're going to work towards that. I think he can do it. My follow-up question actually to that would be, What does Mel Tucker, in your opinion, need to deliver this year to allow maybe a single or maybe two, dare I say, 5-star recruits to commit for 2024 or 2025 early on in the process? Is it another 11-win season, or can he get away with 10?
Honestly, well, I think this year Michigan State has a shot at 2 5-stars. I think they could get maybe one of them. One of them is Jaden Wayne. The other one is Samson. I don't know how to say his first name. He's the pancake guy that's going viral on 24/7. But I think Michigan State has to have a 10-win season. They have a hard schedule. I don't know if you've looked at it at all, but we have Wisconsin for homecoming at home. We have Ohio State at home. We have to go to Michigan at the end of October. We have to go to Penn State at the end of the season. It is not an easy schedule compared to Michigan's. They have a cupcake schedule compared to Michigan State's. I think if you win 10, I know Mel Tucker, he said personally to me, it's playoffs or bust. So those goals are up there. And I feel like he can deliver, but it's just our defense is definitely better. The only concern that I have is offensive line. We have like a solid offensive line, but if one of them goes down.
How's the backfield this year? I'm not expecting Kenneth Walker, but can you run the ball effectively this year and be a top 5 running team in the Big Ten?
I believe Broussard's going to be the starter, and he's a heck of a player. He was Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2020. Berger, if he can sort out the issues he's had in the past, he's a fantastic runner as well. I think it's going to be more of a hot hand going right now at Michigan State, and we're going to find out who's really that starter. But there are some guys that can fill that void. It's not going to be Kenneth Walker, but I think 2 guys can fill that void, not just one.
I agree 100%. And what I would say also is I love the work Mel Tucker does in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
A guy that's won Pac-12 Big Offensive Player of the Year. Isn't that something?
Yeah, no.
That's your running back.
And he was there for Colorado. Yep. That he knows Broussard and everything. But the way he's able to go out and get those guys
unbelievable
that might not be starters. My number one guy to watch this year, Amir Speed. Here's why. I saw him at the spring game. He just won a national championship with Georgia. He went up against Jaden Reed at the spring game. Literally, once the ball is snapped, tossed him to the side like he was nothing. He's 6'4", one of the biggest guys on the field, and I was over around the DBs. He was a leader right from the start.
I love that.
He's going to be a guy to watch. He's going to be locking down teams' number one wide receivers.
You're making me very confident in Michigan State. I love it. Michigan State's schedule, like you said, a little bit difficult. Early on, Western, Akron, Washington, and Minnesota, and at Maryland. I think your first 5 games all very winnable.
Yes.
I think you should be the favorites. And then Ohio State early October, Wisconsin, Michigan. That's a gauntlet 3-game
it just
stretch.
comes.
If you go 1-2, I don't think it's the end of the world, but you have no room for error. But to be fair, it's at Illinois, home to Rutgers, home to Indiana.
Right.
And then whether or not you have a 10-win season will be based on if you can beat Penn State at the end of the year. Because me personally, right now, if I'm putting money, Ohio State's running the table. They're going undefeated, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think Michigan State aren't going to start 3-0 against Jim Harbaugh under Mel Tucker. It is a road game. Fantastic job that he's won the first 2. I do think Michigan are going to be a little better than Michigan State this year. We saw it took a Kenneth Walker 5-touchdown performance for Michigan State. Well, I don't want to discredit what Peyton Thorne did. He made some amazing throws on 4th down in that game, but Kenneth Walker owned that night. And that was, I believe, one of the greatest games between the 2 schools in their rivalry. I just don't think it's going to happen this year again. We'll see what happens when October 29th comes around. Who knows? I might change my mind. But for now, I'm going to put my money on Michigan to end that streak. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I agree with that. I think Michigan State will lose to Ohio State, and then they'll lose to either Penn State or Michigan on the road. And then you probably win your bowl game. I would assume it's still a New Year's Six bowl, which is very good in my terms. And for recruiting as well, that's good as well. But I know that's not going to satisfy Mel Tucker.
It won't satisfy Mel Tucker, but it'll satisfy the recruiting aspect. He gets another New Year's Six game bowl.
Yeah,
he's in. I could almost guarantee you a 5-star recruit, maybe 2.
100%. I agree.
And then ideally by year 4, even though it's technically this is really his 2nd year. By year 4, I think you can start having the conversation. Michigan State should be competing for the Big Ten.
No, yeah, I agree. And another interesting thing is when I've heard possibly this season that divisions could go away, and that we just
I hope so.
I hope so too. I think it would be awesome to see an Ohio State versus Michigan State, or Ohio State versus Michigan, or Michigan versus Michigan State final for the Big Ten title game. I think that would be awesome for the Big Ten, because every Big Ten championship game, you already know what the result's going to be. It's going to be whoever wins the East.
Ohio State-Michigan game typically is who. It's really Ohio State.
Right.
In recent years. But my only concern with removing divisions, I think they need to change where Michigan and Ohio State's played. It needs to happen earlier in the season.
I agree with that.
Because I'm trying to protect my two best teams in the conference right now. If they play at the end of the year, well, if Michigan loses and Michigan State can leapfrog them, well, that doesn't add up to me. But what happens if Ohio State loses? Well, then Michigan State gets screwed. Because Ohio State will keep their spot. Michigan State won't be able to leave. I don't know how they're going to figure that out. I'd like to see them play earlier in the season if they do go to divisions, but I agree. It would be a lot better for the conference.
So you're talking like mid to late October then?
I would like to see an October game between Michigan and Ohio State,
Okay.
yes, if they remove divisions.
So before Michigan State then?
It could be before or after. It doesn't matter. As long as it's in that. It can be early November.
Gotcha.
Just not the last game of the year. The last game of the year, I think it needs to be a Michigan-Penn State, Michigan State-Purdue, Ohio State-Nebraska. I don't care who. It
Right.
can't be Michigan-Ohio State anymore. I don't think it'll play out well for the Big Ten, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Who
no,
knows?
I could see it going either way. And honestly, just with recruiting, Northwestern is having a good recruiting class. Nebraska's doing better. But like you said, it's just going to be between those two power teams. And I think Michigan State's going to join them. So it's going to be a three-headed monster coming up in the Big Ten, whether one of those three teams is going to win it every year.
I love it. Well, Owen, thank you so much. That was awesome. We are going to go to break. When we get back, mailbag time. Get your questions in the chat. I will answer them along with Owen if you have any questions for Owen or Maddie. But before we do, I got to tell you where I'm placing my money on tonight with the Golden State Warriors. That's on MyBookie. If you haven't already signed up for MyBookie, make sure you do it using promo code Woodward. They'll match your first deposit bet from anywhere, anytime using MyBookie. And if you are just not a good bettor or you do struggle with gambling, please call the Gambling Problem Hotline at 1-800-270-7117.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Yo, Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, as my shirt says, I don't gamble, I invest in the outcomes of the games. And if you've been following along, you know we've been kicking them sports books butts lately. So make sure you guys are following along over there at the YouTube page at 4:30. And also, hey, you guys got to make sure you download my favorite app, oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and it's the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. Hey, let's get back to that winner. We're going to roll with the Rangers today against our Tigers. Tigers stink. Rangers have covered the last 30 out of 46 on the run line. That's where we're going to go with Rangers minus 1.5. Oddstrader.com. Woodward Bets. Check it out.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Wow, we're back. I did not know this was coming. Anyways.
I think everybody just wants to look at you, so I don't mind it.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. It's mailbag time. Get
Owen's
your
learning. Give him a
questions in the
goddamn
chat.
break. I love it. You can make
Well,
mistakes, buddy. It's all good.
I'm just
Fuck this
glad
lady.
that I sort of saw my face on the side of my I was like, oh, hey, that's me.
All right, let's get it started with the important questions. Brandon Kinder says, Adam, is Maddie wifey material? If the definition of a wife is to have her for like 6 months to a year, yep, she is perfect wife material. Anything more or less than that, probably not. Let's see, what else do we got in the chat? Adam, if you are a Superman sports fan, who is your Lex Luthor, the team or player you love to hate in any sport? I actually do not love to hate any single player. When I was a kid, though,
Unlike Adam.
there was a player I did love to hate. I actually loved to hate Peyton Manning when I was growing up. And then right around high school, I grew the hell up. I was like, oh my God, he's an amazing quarterback. But I used to hate on Peyton Manning so much when I was a kid.
I used to hate on LeBron James when I was a kid.
You know, I did too.
James.
I think a lot of us did.
James.
But then after the
James.
2 chips in Miami, I started to have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, I can't deny talent anymore.
You can't deny talent, but even after Miami, when he came back down 3-1 in Cleveland, that's when I stopped like trying to have the disrespectful conversations about him.
Yeah.
3-time champion. All right, he's a 3-time champion. He just accomplished something no team in the NBA Finals team has. He's not better than Jordan to me, but I don't care what people say anymore. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you learn to grow up. Adam, can you roundhouse stick? Why the hell would I do that? Who wins the first title? The Pistons, Red Wings. I feel like they're both close in terms of competing in 4 to 5 years. If I had to say who's going to win a title, I'd go with the Wings.
Wings for sure. I agree.
Cade Cunningham, you still have to surround him with a star player. There's a lot of ifs, and there is a 5 to 6 year window right now where you're just going to have to accept you're probably a playoff team to the second round. Maybe you can get to the conference final if you're lucky. You don't know until you have a second star in the building. Mailbag, will the Tigers be the new Lions? They are the new Lions.
Yeah, they already are.
Let's stop that. They are the new
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah.
If AJ Hinch walks and Avila gets a contract extension, or he's just still around, and Hinch walks, I am going to apply for a job at every Little Caesars Pizza in the entire state of Michigan. I'm going to work there for a week. I'm going to spit in every pizza. I'm going to ruin their business. All right? I will not accept Avila to be there and AJ Hinch walks. That would be, I think, worse than any decision any owner in this town has ever made. I hope they just get rid of Avila so we can all move on and try to become a competent baseball team.
The Tigers have
Adam,
to lose like
who's
10
likely
games
to
in
be
a row.
drafted by the Pistons of the 3? Ivy, Murray, or Matherin? People close to me tell me Ivy. I'm hearing a lot from insiders on social media that cover the team, the reporters, that Matherin is a dark horse. I haven't heard much of Murray outside of on ESPN mock drafts and a few people on Twitter that like him. I don't see them taking Keegan Murray. I think they're going to try to hit a home run here. And I think the home run is either Ivy or Matherin, at least based on potential. Let's see. Who wins more games this fall, Michigan State or Michigan?
Michigan State.
No, not Michigan State. Michigan State have a more difficult schedule. Michigan will win more games.
Yeah.
I believe they'll only win one more game than Michigan State. I think if Michigan wins 10, State will win 9. If Michigan win 9, I think they'll be equal. So I think Michigan's a 10-win team this year. The schedule's too
They
friendly.
got 9 home games.
Yeah, that's
Is
ridiculous.
it 8 or 9?
8 or 9?
Yeah,
I think it's 8.
Eight
yeah,
home
they have
games.
8 home games. They're going to
Pretty
lose in
generous.
Columbus. I don't see them. Honestly, they possibly could lose to Penn State.
Yeah.
That's always an option.
Yeah.
They could drop a game against Nebraska or one of the teams in the Big Ten. Who knows?
Isn't it a
But
home game, though? Isn't Penn State
if
at
Cade
home?
McNamara
Okay,
plays,
thanks for
I'm going to
answering
say
my
they're a
question.
9-win team. If J.J. McCarthy plays, I would push them to 10 wins. Just my opinion. Who wins in a fight, Adam? Maddie or Fish? I think Maddie
would beat the hell out of me. I'd die in
I
1
think
second.
Maddie would maul Fish in under 15 seconds.
Oh, I'm saying under 5.
Oh, there you go. I think we all...
Under 5.
Adam
Maybe
is,
under
I'm not
2.
going to answer that question. Will Pickett be wasted in Pittsburgh? Ryan, no. I think they're one of the better organizations in football. And when you have a solid, foundational, stable organization who have made their fair share of mistakes, I think they'll be able to surround this kid. And he is Mike Tomlin, right? So I would bet my money on Kenny Pickett to be a success. Is he a Hall of Fame quarterback? Is he an elite quarterback? Is he one of the best 5-10 in a few years? Maybe not. But he could be a slight better version of maybe Kirk Cousins. Or he could be Kirk Cousins. Or he could be maybe a lesser version of Derek Carr. Who knows? But I'm not going to put those expectations on a rookie. I think he'll be fine in Pittsburgh. Where you land a lot of the time does matter. Let's see. Let's see what other questions we have. Can Maddie roundhouse? Maddie can do a lot more than roundhouse, Aaron. But you would have to ask her about that, not me. No comments.
Anyways,
Cool.
It's going to be time to go now.
All right. What other questions do we have in the chat? Adam, can you wait till Saturday's game for your Avila protest? I'll be there for my bachelor party. I will see what I can do. I'll see what I can do.
Say?
Is Fish like Linus with his security? Who's Linus? Anybody?
Who?
I don't know. Linus with his
Yeah,
Linus.
Linus,
Linus with
I
his
think.
security.
Linus?
Well, Linus is a software by Microsoft. That's why I call it Linus.
You're such a nerd.
Yeah, you are a nerd.
Huh? Linux?
Yeah, it's Linux. You don't even know your software.
Hell if I know.
Anyways.
Linus, I don't.
Yeah, Linus.
From who?
Yeah. Peanuts.
What are the peanuts?
What?
No, he doesn't know
What?
anything.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, Charlie
What?
Brown.
I feel,
The
I
Charlie
feel
Brown
very bad
movie.
for
You know
that.
the
Adam,
little,
you're
the
joking.
little tiny
Take it back. Take it
yellow
back, Adam.
bird.
Yeah.
His name's
Linus.
Linus.
You've never seen
Not
like
Linus.
Snoopy? Snoopy?
I thought it was.
Black and white dog?
Which one is the bird?
Tweety. Isn't it
Dude,
Tweety?
what?
Yeah,
oh my
Linus.
All right,
God.
sorry, I live under a rock. You can all fuck yourselves.
You too.
We gotta go. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys live at Big Boy tomorrow. Thank you, Owen, for being a great addition to the show today. Really appreciate talking to you.
Why are you choking?
I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, we got to get the hell out of here.
Bye.
BDE at 11 o'clock. Make sure you check out Heavyweights and Half Court. We got to
Gary
get the hell out of
McCarty's
here.
back.